An observation that every time you hear someone drive by and they honk their horn, that represents 10 people in their family who agree with us. And to the one moron that flipped the bird, he's still a moron.
There's 10 more morons.
Now, my name is Shane Dyson. I'm very honored to be here today. I want to thank everyone that's here, but in particular the Kwantlen, Kateside, Musqueam. I live in Aldergrove, north of Aldergrove, pretty close to the headwater of the Salmon River, the river that's just here. It meanders and makes its way all the way to Aldergrove. When I look out my kitchen window, it's about 60 feet away. It's a river like every other river. The Kinder Morgan is going to go through, around, or under. In those rivers across the province, and there are hundreds of them, that they're going to be causing an impact with. There are fish, beaver, deer, bear, eagles, mergansers, scots, grebes, ducks. There are frogs. There's all sorts of wildlife and whatnot. The one thing that makes that river over there different from all others, it has some little creature called the Salish Sucker. It's about that big. It's on the endangered species list. Anything that humans can do that will impact this creek will have an impact on an endangered species. When it's gone, it's gone. I don't want to be the generation that says to my grandchildren, I'm sorry. I don't think there's a person here that wants to be that person that says, I'm sorry for an extinct species. It's that creek right there.
Right.
Now, the boreholes, there's some over here, but that intersection over there. So when I heard about the boreholes, oh, I could yell. Now I have to tone down. So I phoned up fisheries. They got back to me. And I said, so what was the permit? Must have been a permit. As a private citizen, if I was to do some type of drilling near the stream, I would need a permit. The bureaucrat said in a very nice tone, you go to the website and you do a self-assessment. I said, is that what Kinder Morgan did? Yeah, they do a self-assessment. And if they have any problems with the self-assessment, they get in touch and we help them through. I said, you get many calls like that? He said, no. Think about that. That is the proverbial fox guarding the hen house.
Right on.
Now, I don't want to blame bureaucrats. They only do what they're allowed to do by bylaw and regulation. It's politicians that set the bylaws and regulations. The bureaucrats have no moral judgment, no ethics, no philosophy over what's right and wrong. They just do what's permitted to permit. The people we should be pointing our fingers at, Ottawa. The federal government has set up every condition possible to make the Kinder Morgan proposal go through.
Shame.
Thank you, sister. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Shame on them.
Shame on them.
But I want to talk about one other thing. And it's happening in America. And this makes a difference between Americans and Canadians. And you know, at times I get grumpy with Americans, but they've done this right because we've done it so poorly. They have a pipeline proposal going through. Perhaps not going through. The Keystone. The pipeline will put through tar sand oil, the bitumen, through to the American southern states for processing. That pipeline, 800,000 barrels a day, is not significantly more than the amount of oil that will go through this pipeline. This is a little over 700,000, almost 800,000. Here's the difference. The Canadian government has shut down our scientists so they can't speak out.
Yes.
Again, shame. I like you.
Shame! Shame!
They have shut down our scientists. Last week, the American Environmental Protection Agency put out a paper saying, so what is the damage? What is the harm here? I'm going to play a quick game. Think of a kernel of rice. You got that in your mind's eye. Think of 1.3 billion kernels of rice. You haven't got in your mind's eye, it's too big. The EPA says the amount of oil going through the Keystone pipeline over the next 50 years of its life, will create 1.3 billion tons of carbon emissions. That pipeline is slightly larger than this one. We'll be putting almost 1.3 billion in carbon emissions. Shame on the federal government for shutting up our science.
Shame on the federal government.
So, at this point, what do? I think Brandon's right. This is the first day. This is the first start. As I said, 10 people for every horn honk. 1 moron for every bird. There's a lot of people that would love to be here today. They're at work, they're at school, they're in their homes, they're caring for people. But their hearts are right here. And what we're seeing at those drill holes will happen in Abbotsford, Chilliwack, Hope, all the way through. We're not alone. And that's the message you should take home. We're not alone. This is a good day to get together. It's a good day to raise our voices, and it's a great day to drum. Thank you very much.